Remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files.
You haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate.
Congressman Eric Swalwell clashed with Kash Patel, demanding yes or no answers about whether the FBI has Donald Trump's name in its Epstein materials, the director pushing back about legal limits and mission priorities, and the moment devolving into personal barbs and a recusal demand.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
I have reviewed not the entirety of the files, so
you haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce the amount of children that are being trafficked, and the number of pedophiles.
It sounds like those children being trafficked would appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Claiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article.
My time, Director.
Keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
If the president is not implicated, why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment, because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco need it.
Director, remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's file.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Did
you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No, A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
It sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
I
belong to the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You have not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it?
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Donald Trump has not been, and I can only speak for the FBI, an informant of the FBI.
So, Director, you've played this cute shell game where you say you can't release everything because the court has said that it legally is not allowed to be released, but the court calls bullshit. Judge Richard Berman said that when you went to the court, quote, information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to Epstein investigation information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice. So let's move on, Director. You wrote a book called Government Gangsters. You identified 20 individuals in that book. You put me on that list at the top of the list. Thank you. My children find it flattering. 20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done so
No, the
because
question
they failed
again,
to meet the muster in
Director,
their constitutional
I will
obligation.
work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm
of
going to
the room, so
borrow
that
your
you can hear me.
terminology and call
I'm reclaiming
bullshit
my
on your
time.
entire career in
I'm
Congress.
reclaiming my
It has
time,
been a
Director.
disgrace to the American
Director, I'm
people.
reclaiming my
You
time.
can
No,
reclaim your
will you
time all you
recuse
want.
yourself?
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, would you
You're
give...
gonna recuse yourself, Director.
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you
Mr.
admonish the
point of-
witness not to insult members?
Gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman,
the
just
committee will remember.
quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts since the witness decided to interrupt him
And
continuously?
the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure
Thank
he has
you.
time to do that.
My question
Gentleman,
is,
continue.
will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The
No.
witness may respond if he would like.
And the answer was no, as I heard.
Correct.
Okay.
What went off the rails in that hearing wasn't just another clash between a member of Congress and a cabinet official. It was a live demonstration of exactly why Americans distrust politics when what they need is accountability. You can feel the stakes in the transcript. That drama matters because behind the theatrical shouting are real questions about victims, the rule of law, and whether our institutions protect the public or protect powerful people. First, the legal reality. Federal grand jury secrecy is the default. The rules exist for a reason. They protect the integrity of investigations, the privacy and safety of witnesses and victims, and the fairness of any potential prosecutions. Courts rarely unseal grand jury transcripts because the law sets a high bar to overturn that secrecy. It's not simply the DOJ's choice to make everything public on a headline. Second, judges have repeatedly declined to make grand jury material public in the Epstein matters. And one recent ruling argued that the grand jury snippets are pale compared with the broader investigative materials the government already holds. What that tells us is twofold. Courts are signaling caution about unsealing, and there exists a much larger body of investigative material that the DOJ has, and which critics say should be the focus of oversight rather than a frantic hunt for a sensational list. The legal path to disclosure is narrow. The political path to headlines is wide. Third, the role and obligations of the FBI director. The director's job is complex. He's responsible for preserving investigative integrity and public safety, but he's also accountable to Congress. That dual role inevitably creates tension in a charged political moment. When a member asks pointed, simplified questions, "Did you tell the Attorney General that Trump's name is in the files? Yes or no?" the director faces a genuine legal and ethical squeeze. Blunt disclosures can violate court orders, jeopardize ongoing matters, or harm victims. At the same time, evasiveness looks evasive on camera. That is why transparency must be done through proper channels. Classified briefings when needed, subpoenas and judicial rulings when necessary, and oversight that respects the law while pressing for accountability. Fourth, recusal and conflict rules matter, but they aren't simple. When members demanded that the director recuse himself because he once criticized or described government gangsters, we entered thorny ethics ground. Federal recusal rules are designed to prevent actual conflicts of interest or bias in specific matters, not to be used as instant disqualifiers every time an elected official is offended. There are formal processes and standards for recusal, and they require a factual showing that a decision would be compromised. They are not a substitute for oversight. Drawing a bright line between political rhetoric and actual demonstrable conflicts is essential, but so is independent review when a credible question about impartiality arises. Now let's get to the political pattern here, because that's what made the exchange combustible. When politicians weaponize the vocabulary of transparency to demand immediate theatrical disclosures, when the real goal is a fundraising headline or a campaign soundbite, they do two things. They put victims at risk, and they distract from where reform actually matters. If the goal is truth for its own sake, pursue the non-sealed investigatory files through proper oversight and demand careful, victim-centered release. If the goal is clicks, you end up with chaos and a public that loses faith in institutions meant to deliver justice. So what should we demand from our leaders, and what can citizens actually do right now? First, insist that oversight be serious and structured. Congress can issue targeted subpoenas for non-grand jury materials, hold closed-door briefings when information is sensitive, and fund an independent counsel or special master to review documents and recommend redactions that protect victims while releasing legitimate public interest material. Second, push for ethics transparency. If a recusal question is raised, it should be investigated by an independent ethics office that has the authority to compel documents and make public findings, not settled in a 30-second exchange on the floor. Third, center survivors. No disclosure should re-traumatize victims or publish unvetted allegations that will be amplified by social media and never retracted. Finally, this is a civic moment. Don't let the shouting become the story. Call your members of Congress and demand oversight that's methodical, legal, and compassionate, not performative. Support organizations that represent survivors and legal watchdogs that push for accountability without sensationalism. And remember, real transparency looks like process, not spectacle. If we want justice that endures, we must trade viral moments for verified facts and independent enforceable remedies. This hearing gave viewers the shouting match, but it also gave us a clearer choice. Do we chase headlines, or do we insist on institutions that protect victims, preserve due process, and hold the powerful to account? If you believe in the latter, make your voice heard. Ask for oversight that does its homework, demand impartial ethics reviews, and back victim-centered disclosure that respects the law. That's how you turn all hell breaking loose into meaningful change.